take 83. Hey, I'm Woody.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Why am I so awkward when I record myself on camera? Welcome back, guys. I'm Nick Kumis, and today we'll be doing the Disney Plus Dream Job provided by reviews.org. And today we're going to be looking at a beloved, treasured film that goes way beyond the stars. I don't mean Treasure Planet. I mean Toy Story. we're going to be talking about Toy Story today. Funny thing about Toy Story is I think it was probably one of my first obsessions. Like, I think I had everything related to this movie. I had their birthday cakes, I had their action figures of Woody and Buzz, I think I even wore a Halloween costume of Woody one year. If I can find any of these pictures, I'll put them up on the screen. But I loved everything Toy Story. And could you blame me? This is one of the best films I've ever watched growing up. But enough beating around the bush. What's the movie about? Well, it begins with Woody the Cowboy, played by Tom Hanks, as he's the toy of a child named Andy. In fact, he's Andy's favorite toy. He loves Woody so much that he can't just stop playing with him. But when Andy leaves, all the toys come to life and begin chatting with each other. They're especially concerned because Andy's birthday has been moved to today. No, but they're actually concerned is if a new toy comes into the fray, one of them might get replaced or even given away. But Woody is calm about this, as he's Andy's favorite, and ensures all of them that none of them will be replaced. So he sends out the toy army men, and it's hilarious because they go into like espionage, like military, like tactics and everything. And they go snoop out the downstairs to make sure none of the presents are like a flashy new toy. All's right as rain until dang mom has to come out of nowhere with a surprise gift. It's eventually revealed that it happens to be Buzz Lightyear, played by Tim Allen, as he's the new space ranger on the block with all the newest gizmos and gadgets. Woody inevitably gets jealous and tries to fight for his spot as Andy's favorite toy again. One day, one of his plans goes a little too far and he accidentally knocks Buzz out of the window. Without knowing where Buzz went, Andy is forced to take Woody to Pizza Planet with him. And then Buzz notices Woody is going with Andy, and he's still mad that he got knocked out the window, so he chases him into the car. As Andy and his family stop to get some gas at a gas station, Buzz catches up with Woody, and they have a duking out. They knock each other out of the car, and then Andy and his family drive away, leaving them behind. Without any idea how to get home, Woody thinks they become lost toys, and Buzz believes he's ready to go take off Zurg in another galaxy.
You are a toy!
With a stroke of luck, a Pizza Planet van just happened to pull into the gas station. So Woody gets Buzz into the van so they can make their way to Pizza Planet and meet up with Andy. Once arriving to Pizza Planet, Buzz still thinks he's looking for a rocket ship so he can get back to his home planet. Whilst they're there, Woody's about to get back into Andy's arms, but Buzz intervenes, going into a crane game and happening to meet up with Sid. Yes, they're the next door neighbor to Andy's, Sid, the toy torturer, as I like to call him. So he claims Woody and Buzz for himself and brings them back home. While it's there, Woody and Buddy have to figure out how to get out of Sid's house, get back to Andy's, and make it there before him and his family move. So, what do I think of this movie? Well, I loved every second of this movie. That's just what I thought as a kid. What I think of as an adult? I still love this movie. I mean, there's plenty of reasons why. The writing is phenomenal. These characters feel so alive, ironically, because they're toys. Another thing is the setup. The setup is also great. Buzz is not the villain. Woody's not the villain. It just ends up being a form of jealousy that appears in everyday occurrences, which leads to great comedy, in my opinion. These characters are also really relatable, because seeing Woody and Buzz constantly try to be good people with their ethics, and then get drawn into this childish turmoil of who's more popular, is just really funny and hilarious. It's also clever on the writing staff that it's a spaceman overshadowing a cowboy. Like, which makes sense because once astronauts got into space, like, simple folk like cowboys started to look less cool, and space adventures were all the rage. It's also really relatable on the side of the humans as well, because you really can't blame Andy for picking Buzz over Woody because he's just an everyday kid. Well, on the other hand, Sid destroys toys for fun. I mean, you can't blame. I mean, the movie almost makes him seem like a villain, but that's just on the perspective of the toys because they don't want to die. But on the other hand, Sid is still playing with toys, just in a different way, and a very aggressive one at that. Also, it was a really clever idea that since it was the first CG animated film at the time, that they knew the CG wasn't going to be phenomenal, and it was not like on par as today, but it was a really great idea for them to make it about toys because that fake plastic look almost makes the toys look almost real and lifelike. Well, a little minor nitpick has to be with the humans and the dog. I mean, they still hold up. They still look fine, but they're not on the same level as what we expect now with like most CG films. But this is just a minor nitpick. So wrapping up, this film is the greatest Disney movie ever made. Because it works really well with what it was able to do, and it took that and launched it to 150% because they knew how to make a great CG movie at the time. At the end of the day, I will gladly show this to anyone I know. Friends, family, you name it. Hands down, I love this movie. I greatly hope you enjoyed my review of Toy Story 1. That's right. 1, people. There's 4 movies now. That's how well this movie did. Greatest movie of all time. Alright. I'm about to get out of here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all on the flip side. Peace.
Hey, Buzz! You're flying!
This isn't flying, this is falling with style.